Hello everybody, it's Friday, first Friday of the lockdown, number 2. And we're doing Witter Quilt number 6. It's not so good, is it? Never mind. We need to keep ourselves busy, don't we? So, more patchwork it is, I reckon. A bit more patchwork, bit more creativity, all good for us. So, I've done my own work. And I've been a little bit late. I've got all sorts of things done and sorted out the way. So now I'm sort of in my cupboard doing. So we've got block number 10 today. Now, many years ago, many years ago now, just got frightening. One of my articles in Patchwork and Quilting had a design. It was a Christmas design, very simple, baubles, because we like baubles. Yeah. They come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and excuse for all sorts of colours and embellishments, and you can do what you want with them. So I thought, do you know what, we're going to have a little block with baubles on, because I like baubles. I particularly like shiny ones, and I like them made of glass. But I can't have them anymore because of all the pussycats that play. So it's very disappointing really, because I've got some really nice hand-blown glass ones, but they're all stashed in the attic for some time in the future. So, baubles it is, girls. Look, here we go. Okay, I've possibly overloaded my little square, but I like baubles. Years ago, in the bathroom of all places, I can remember when we first moved into it, so that's nearly 20 years ago. I had these tree things, sort of like branches, and I got my husband to turn them upside down over the mirror in the bathroom. Got a big old mirror in there. So 2 of these tree things, and they stuck out about 6 inches. And then I just loaded them with dangly baubles. I'd forgotten all about that until just. And in front of the mirror, they all obviously reflected, and it looked like an absolute field of them. In fact, I might do that. I'd forgotten all about that, but we've still got them somewhere. Oh, that might be nice for Christmas, mightn't it? Or you could upside down a coat hanger or something. All these, they'll have to be plastic though because of the cats. We'll see. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Baubles, all sorts of shapes and sizes. So I did this just a very obviously simple design in Patchwork and Quilting. Okay, they were placemats, I believe. So I'll find out a photo of those in a minute, and I'll put that over on Patchwork Witterings, because actually you might get some more inspiration out of them, and there's some very strange colourways with them as well that work, each to their own. Okay, so yeah, baubles it is, girls. Right, now what I've done here, and got a nice sheet there with all sorts of different shapes. I've not used all of them, but I'm figuring you use as many or as few as you want. I reckon they'll blow up. No, enlarge. That's not so good either, is it? You could use them at different sizes. All right. Little lot. Yeah. Different size. Whatever sizes and shapes suit you, girls. Yeah, nothing quite the angle of the dangle, is there? So, on here you've got a dot. Now that's obviously indicating, I say obviously, it might not be obvious, the strings from which they're hanging. All right, so you can do those with whatever you want. Now mine, it'll come closer, and then I'll turn it around a bit because you might be able to see. I've actually machined on there some gold and silver braidings, yeah, and I literally zigzag over it so that they just stay on there, and so much easier than trying to have to do it by hand. But I put them all on before I put the green on. All right, now something very important with your baubles, girls: straight lines. Get yourself a ruler and a pencil or a fabric marker or something, and please before you put down all your baubles, and then do your straight lines, and make sure they are straight and not all a bit cockeyed, because that really does look a bit strange otherwise. All right, so lots of lovely straight lines. You could do them by hand, you could put in some embroidery, you could put ribbon in. As I say, I've put in some gold and silvers. All right, so mine has probably got too many baubles on, but you do as many as you want. Now I'm thinking, or was thinking, always dangerous. Do you know something's bitten me on the hand? That is why I keep, I'm sorry, it's just, oh, that's better. I'll go get some stuff on that in a minute. I don't know where that's come from. Something was hungry. Blocks. Okay, so this is number 10. So number 9, 1 to 9 are all behind us here. And then there's the Christmas wreath that I was going to put in the middle. Now, I'm having what I call a design development. Okay, especially when I'm actually in the middle of creating, which is what technically I'm doing, because I don't really know what I'm doing and it's not been designed ahead of time. But I was going to put the wreath in the centre with all of these lovely blocks all the way around them. I've changed my mind. I'm not doing that anymore. You might want to do that, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to put a nice border around that one, and then I'm going to quilt that and have that as a separate little hanging. All right, because now that I've got 9 there and they've all been pinned up there together, I like them as a group like that. I really quite like that. So I'm thinking we'll do a whole load more and just keep going and have a whole quilt of all these little blocks. I'm quite liking this idea. I might put some sashing in later on, I might not, we'll see. But I love the fact that they've all got the cream background, or partly the cream background, depending if we've done any piecing on there or not. I'm liking them as they are. Now, I was just saying about your enlargements, girls. I reckon any of those will enlarge. Give me enough blowing up. Get your bicycle pumps out, girls. But you could make anything out of them, couldn't you? We could go cushions, we could go bags, we could go table runners, placemats, which is what the original design was years ago. There's all sorts of things. Quilts, little quilts, big quilts, hangings in little who knows? But there's all sorts of variations that can be done on these patterns, all right? Please send me some pictures if you do, Nene. That'd be cool. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to carry on with these little blocks. Now that I've got everything I needed to out of the way, well, I haven't got everything out of the way. Oh, I've got to make tell me the next mystery quilt, which is sunflower. It's all in the brain cell. I'm waiting on some fabric delivery. More fabric! And then I'm going to make the mystery quilt ready for January. So that's going to be quite good. But I've also got a new Christmas design going on there that when I've finished quilting that and done the edges and written it up, there'll be a new pattern in the next few days. So I'm hopeful at the beginning of the week. Yeah, so that's all good. So yeah, I'll try and witter more often is what I was going to say. Because I'm at home obviously a little bit more now. 7 days a week, other than the postman and the post box or whatever. Yeah, so we'll do a few more witters. We'll up the ante, as they say. It's good. It's good. So, right, yeah, so that's my plan. Did you see what I did yesterday? Look. Ta-da! It's a bit bright, isn't it? I started cutting this out the other day up at Ambleside when my class were busy doing. And it's like, oh, what am I going to do? So I thought I'll just cut up a few fat quarters and see what happens. And I picked all the brightest ones I could find because I was in a very pink mode that day, very pink. Including my absolute all-time #1 favourite, which is this one here. Daddy, I haven't got a lot of that left. I had to save a whole bolt of that for me, but it's nearly all gone. I use it all over the place. I like that one a lot. And the cheese is good, except they're going the wrong way. And I love the umbrellas, and I love them all, or they wouldn't be in there. Anyway, so that's what I did yesterday. So that's going to need quilting at some point. That might head Sarah's way up at Ambleside for a bit of long arming, if I don't get time. Depends what happens in the evenings. I've got to get the sunflower done first. But this was me. See, now, if I'm having a dreary day, which was yesterday, because Wednesday I was busy teaching up at Ambleside and I cut up some of the fabrics. Yesterday, I'll be honest, I was a little bit down yesterday, as probably half the nation. And when I get down, I do something bright, and that generally cheers me up. So I don't think I could have got much brighter. It must have been a very dreary day yesterday. Only in my mind though, because outside in Cornwall yesterday, it was glorious. I thought, now, I was sat in the sun in the garden. Unbelievable. It really was glorious. It's been quite nice today, but it's now a little bit of, I don't know, cloudy type stuff up there, but fair enough. It is coming in winter, isn't it? I suppose I ought to be very grateful. So yeah, so that's what I do when I'm a bit down, is I get out my fabrics, I stroke them, I play with them, I chop them up, I spend hours putting them around and what goes where and why, and then I just sew them all back together again, as you do. My husband at first could never understand that. Why would you buy fabric and chop it all up and put it back together? So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in the slightest. And I'm sure there's many of them out there that just don't understand us. That's fine. He's since chopped things up and put them back together, so that's all cool, isn't it? He's really getting into his wood turning, you know. He's got another couple of, he's got another sewing bar. I'll put some photos up. He's doing really well. He's loving it, absolutely loving it. So, do you know creativity? Right, okay, I've witted enough for today. I'm boring your ears off here, I'm sure. So, we're back to our 3 things, aren't we? Exercise. Well, I've been around the garden several times today and up and down the stairs a few times too, which isn't enough if you're going to do the old pedometer with the amount of steps we do. But you know what? It's an effort, and I've had a little go, and I'm now in here working, so that's cool. Tidying. Well, do you know what? Yes, I had a bit of a major moment this morning. I got out the shower and I saw some like towel fluff and that. Yeah, don't they shed loads of it in the corner on the floor, and the light caught it, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's not very good. So I've cleaned the whole of the bathroom, top to bottom, the whole lot. All of it had them there 99.9% of germs, killy jobs all over them. So our bathroom's actually fit for a king at the minute. And then I went into the kitchen and I thought, you know what, I'm going to make some soup. I got one of them soup kettles. They're really cool. So vegetable soup. You know, what have I got in the cupboard that needs using up? And then I thought, oh, do you know what, this is all looking at. So I blitzed half the kitchen as well. It's because I've not done it all summer. That sounds bad, I have really, but not that good. So yeah, a little bit of tidy, a little bit of exercise, and then it's back to the other one, isn't it? Very, very important now that we're keeping an eye on all of our friends. Are they all right? Are they coping with this new version of whatever it is that we're living in? Are they all right? Are they on their own? Do they need to be said hello to? Do they need to send them some fabric? Do you need to do just a kind gesture of some sort? As I say, yesterday I was down, so half the nation must have been down. It's not a lot, you probably imagine, that gets me really down in the mouth, but yes. So I fed my face with mince pies as well. No good for my diet whatsoever, so I'm back on that today. But they were nice. We like mince pies. I might have to do a mince pie block yet. We'll see. Yeah, so there we go. Right, so that's your 3 things. So check on your friends, do your exercise, be some tidy, and I'm going to make a 4th in there just for today. Go and create something lovely with fabric and be happy. Stroke it, all the rest of it. Yeah, be good. If you need anything, shout me. My online shop's going, so I can post out to you anything you want, be it patterns or fabric. Behind all of that lot, there's loads of fabric, haberdashery, wadding. I've got all of it. It's just a question of what you need, and if I can get that for you and post it to you, then I obviously will do. My husband's got a couple of bowls and is taking orders, so if anyone wants any sewing bowls, do you remember my sewing bowl? It's getting well used here now. It's starting to look like a lived-in bowl, so that's good. So he's taking orders for those. Yeah, so anything I can do, please do just shout. All right. Photos of what you're producing over on Patchwork Witterings. Okay, Abby Ann's Patchwork Witterings. These will be over there with a photo of the placemats as well. And there's just one thing left to say, isn't there? Be lovely.